Hey, blessings. Welcome to today's Law Enforcement Daily Devotional. Today we're in Exodus chapters 30 and 31. And today was about equipment. How serious do you take your equipment? Is it important to you? Because this is God's equipment that He's given to the priest for ministering. So it is very important to them, and it needs to be important to us as well. When I was a young officer, I remember thinking, give me a badge and a gun, I'm good to go. That's all I need. And it wasn't long before I figured out I needed a flashlight, and that was really important. And then, you need a radio. I remember there was a day that when I was working in Dallas, and I went to the quartermaster, because in those days you weren't assigned radios and shotguns. You had to check them out as well as your car keys. So I went to the quartermaster, had a shotgun, but he was all out of radios because the prior shift had a late call and several things working. They hadn't come in and turned in their radios yet. So being a young, inexperienced, over-eager young officer, man, I don't need a radio. I got one in the car. So I took off with that one. And my very first call, intoxicated person standing in the middle of the road, and I got out and wound up getting into a fight. Got the guy on the ground, having trouble getting cuffs on him, and luckily, of all the people, and this was a God thing, it was a God moment. An FBI agent who'd gotten off work was just happened to be driving by and saw me struggling in the road and got out and helped me. Got on my car radio, called for backup, helped me get the guy cuffed and in my car. I realized how important the radio was that day, and I didn't go out with that one again. There was a day that if you've read any of my previous stuff or heard the story before, I apologize, but I have used it a time or two. Probably my first or second night out after training, after I got it cut loose by myself. Man, so eager to get out in my squad car and answer calls all by my big self. And so grabbed my, in those days we had a shotgun and you didn't have a rack to put it in. You just stuck it between your seat and the door. So when you would open your car door, if you need to, you grab your shotgun, it's right there. So run out, throw my stuff in the car, man, I'm wanting to get on the radio and start being dispatched to calls. I throw my shotgun in and I go. Hey, had a little video malfunction. Long story short, pulled my shotgun out when I had a stolen vehicle pull over. My backup hadn't got there yet. They pulled up apartment complex, all the doors open up. I grab my shotgun, come up, rack it, realize never load the shotgun. It all wound up being fine. The bluff worked and everybody in the car froze. Backup got there and actually got all 4 people in the car arrested. But equipment is very important. Even we put some equipment in a higher category than other pieces of equipment, but it's all very important. Here we've got the altar of incense. We've got the basin for washing, the anointing oil, and the incense, and just these things that were equipment for the priest that were very important to them in the worship of God, which should make us want to know more about them, and it is very important for us. So let's take this equipment thing serious, read it and study it, and then we'll move on tomorrow and see what else God has for us to learn. So tomorrow we're in Exodus 32 and 34, and I look forward to seeing you then, and until then, be safe.